But watch Seville on the near side. It's ever so close. Seville from Thompson. Lyles at...
Oblique Seville consistently fell short when it mattered. He would run with incredible speed, reaching the championship race, and then he'd place fourth. Always fourth. Not a bronze medal, but fourth place with nothing. Only heartache. Yet, something incredible occurred in Tokyo. The legendary Usain Bolt, the best sprinter ever, watched from the stands. This time was going to be different. The men's 100-meter final was held on September 14th, 2025 at the Tokyo World Championships. This was more than a typical race. It had been nearly a decade since Jamaica claimed this title. After Usain Bolt's retirement, American runners dominated, winning everything. Team USA had secured 4 straight world titles. Jamaica was desperate for a hero to return the gold. That hero could be Oblique Seville, a 24-year-old standing 5'7", preparing to compete against the planet's fastest sprinters. High above, Usain Bolt was observing every single move. But first, let's examine who Oblique Seville is. As a boy of only 10, he made a bold declaration to his mother. He expressed his desire to be coached by the same man who trained Usain Bolt, not just some random coach, but Glenn Mills, the genius behind Bolt's legendary speed. Incredibly, this dream became a reality. Seville was accepted into the renowned Racers Track Club in Jamaica, with Glenn Mills as his mentor. Having a legendary coach, however, doesn't guarantee easy wins, not even close. In 2022, Seville competed at the World Championships. In the semi-finals, he posted the fastest time. A medal seemed certain. He placed fourth, no medal. He returned to the World Championships in Budapest in 2023. Once again, he entered the final with the top time. He clocked 9.88 seconds, an unbelievably fast run, but the result was the same. He finished fourth yet again, despite having the same time as the silver and bronze medalists. A photo finish revealed he missed a medal by a mere 0.004 of a second. Next were the 2024 Paris Olympics. This was his chance for redemption. He recorded the fastest semi-final time, beating everyone, but the final brought disaster. He sustained an injury mid-race. His hamstring failed him. He came in last, 8th place after being the top qualifier. Doubts began to surface. People questioned his ability to perform under pressure and win on the biggest stage. Some had written him off entirely. Seville, however, did not surrender. He continued his training with Glenn Mills. Together, they identified a weakness. Throughout the season, he had been faltering in the final 30-40 meters of his races. His finishing kick was weak. He hadn't noticed it initially, but with the problem identified, he corrected it. So back in Tokyo, September 14th, the day of the race, the semifinals came first. Immediately, it was clear something had changed. Kebinatshipi Thompson and Kenny Bednarik both ran in identical 9.85 seconds. Down to the thousandth, they were the top qualifiers. Lyles, the reigning champion and Olympic gold medalist, recovered from a poor start to qualify with 9. Then it was Seville's semi-final. He ran a 9.86. It was smooth and fast. As he crossed the line, he made a gesture, putting a finger to his lips as if to silence his critics. Less than 2 hours later, it was time for the final. The stadium was full, its hot and humid air, like a steam room, but the atmosphere was electric. Usain Bolt, the holder of 8 Olympic golds and 11 world titles, watched from a VIP box. The fastest man alive was there to see if Jamaica could reclaim the title. On the track, the 8 finalists prepared. Lyles put on his usual show. As his name was called, he raised his arms like a prize fighter and roared. He had previously stated he was in the best condition of his career. Lyles never lacks confidence. Beside him stood Kebinatshipi Thompson, also 24 like Seville. Earlier that year, Thompson had run a 9.75, the fastest time in a decade. He was the world's top sprinter that season. In Paris, he had narrowly lost to Lyles by 0.5 seconds, the thinnest of margins. Thompson was animated, excited, and eager to run. Then there was Seville. While others displayed their energy and emotions, he remained calm, focused, and ready for his opportunity. Before the race could even begin, the unexpected happened. Lyles, Tobago, Botswana's Olympic 2000 men's champion, had a false start. He was disqualified for jumping the gun. A major contender was suddenly out. The sprinters returned to their blocks. The starting gun fired, and this time it was a clean start. Thompson had a phenomenal start, which is his specialty. His power and initial burst of speed gave him an immediate lead. Seville was slightly behind. Kenny Bednarik, another favorite, had a disastrous start from which he couldn't recover. At the race's midpoint, Thompson was still in the lead, his form looking solid and controlled, but things were about to change. At the 60-minute point, Thompson's technique began to falter slightly. It wasn't a major breakdown, but it was imperfect. This was Seville's open, that powerful finish he had worked on all season. This was the time to use it. This was his moment. Seville began to surge forward, his form flawless, fluid, and strong. Thompson saw him approaching. He later recalled seeing Oblique gaining in the final 5 meters, and thinking, Thompson was powerless to stop him. Seville crossed the finish first. His time was 9.77 seconds. It was a personal best, the fastest of his life, achieved when it counted the most. Thompson was second at 9.82, and Noah Lyles took third with 9.89, his season's best. But this was about more than just numbers. It was about the meaning. The moment Seville won, he tore his jersey open and beat his chest. All the emotion from years of disappointment and doubt erupted. In the stands, Usain Bolt was ecstatic, cheering and celebrating as if he had won himself. This victory belonged to his coach's athlete, Jamaica's new champion. It had been 9 years since Jamaica won a global men's 100-meter title. Since Bolt's victory at the 2016 Rio Olympics, the gold was finally returning to Jamaica. To make it sweeter, it was a Jamaican 1-2 finish, with Seville and Thompson sharing the podium, something that hadn't occurred at a global championship since the 2012 Olympics. When asked how it felt to win with Bolt watching, Seville's response was fitting. He said it marked the end of a long wait for Jamaica. 9 years without a global 100-meter title is an eternity in athletics. With Seville and Thompson on the podium, the future is bright. On a rainy night in Tokyo's National Stadium, the men's 400 meters final, expected to be a wide-open contest, became the launching point for a new global superstar. Just 21, Busang Kebinatshipi from Botswana blazed around the track in 43 seconds, setting a national record and the season's fastest time, pulling off a major upset at the World Athletics Championships. In one lap, the young runner redefined possibilities and left the sports world in awe.
Kebinatshipi, can he turn it into a gold medal for Botswana? Kebinatshipi becomes the first ever champion.
In the middle of a rain-soaked night at Tokyo's
Side by side with 50, Lyles trying to find something. He stretches away. It is
any other in recent memory because the top contenders were absent. Olympic champion Quincy Hall was out with an injury. The Paris silver and bronze medalists, Matthew Hudson-Smith and Muzala Sumakonga, failed to advance from the semifinals. With the top stars gone, the field was open for new talent to emerge. This created a huge opportunity. South Africa's Zeki Nene came in with the season's best time of 43.76. Veteran Jareem Richards from Trinidad and Tobago, 31, was seeking one final great race. Jamaica's Rasheen McDonald was also in the mix, along with an unexpected finalist from Japan, Yuki Joseph Nakajima, who had the home crowd's support. Then there was Botswana, which had an incredible 3 finalists, Kebinatshipi, Bayapo Ndori, and Lingo Scotch. This was an amazing achievement for a country with just over 2 million people. Colin Kebinatshipi's ascent has been consistent, though nothing predicted such a monumental breakthrough. Born in Hakunsi, Botswana, on February 13, 2004, Kebinatshipi was a prodigy. In 2021, he helped Botswana's 4x400 man relay team win gold at the World U20 Championships. By 2022, he was winning gold medals at the African Championships in both the men's and mixed 4x400 man relays. He won the 400 medreel title at the 2023 African U20 Championships in Ndola, Zambia, with a record time of 44.91 seconds. He also competed on the European circuit, running 45.01 in Hengelo to win against an international field. He lowered his personal best to 44.80 at the World Championships in Budapest later that year, reaching the semifinals and signaling his potential. In 2024, Kebinatshipi experienced both success and disappointment. He just missed the individual Olympic final in Paris, but was part of Botswana's silver medal-winning 4x400 med relay team, along with Bayapo Ndori and 200 May champion Letsile Tobogo. It was Botswana's first Olympic relay medal, marking the nation's rise as a sprinting force. In early 2025, Kebinatshipi fine-tuned his performance on the Diamond League circuit. He ran 44.5 T3 in Xiamen, 44.63 in Shanghai, and 44.5 T1 in Rome, consistently finishing in the top 3, although he placed 7th at the Diamond League final in Zurich. The experience prepared him. By September, he was ready for a major performance. Kebinatshipi's Tokyo journey was a masterclass in gradual improvement. In the heats on September 14, he began with a comfortable 44. 2 days later, in the semifinals, he delivered a shocking personal best of 43.61, the fastest time of the season and a major warning to his rivals. For the final on September 18, he was prepared. Despite rain and pressure, he ran even faster, finishing in 43.5 T3 seconds, a new Botswana national record and the world-leading time. Jereme Richards of Trinidad and Tobago finished strong to take silver in 43.72, also a national record, while Biapo Ndori came through for bronze in 44.2, his season's best. Kebinatshipi was in disbelief. Getting a gold medal is a dream come true for us. I didn't expect it so soon at this age, but it shows I can achieve more in the future. Biapo Ndori was just as surprised. We are very surprised. We never imagined this would happen. Jereme Richards, though defeated, was happy with his own result. Finally, I've been working for this since setting a national record in the World Championships final was a dream. I wanted the gold, but I'm happy with second. This was a historic moment for Botswana. Kebinatshipi was the nation's first male world champion in an individual event. With 3 finalists and 2 medalists, Botswana had established itself as a major force in sprinting. Kebinatshipi's win was shocking for reasons beyond the fast time. He broke the trend of older athletes dominating the 400 meter. He also succeeded in difficult rainy conditions that could have thrown him off. His tactical race was brilliant. He didn't chase Zakithi Nene's fast start, but ran his own race. The victory's impact was huge for Botswana, a nation that had never had a men's individual world champion. He gave his country a historic achievement. The win also signified a global shift, highlighting the rise of African sprinters from outside the traditional powerhouses of the US and Jamaica. These factors made Kebinatshipi's race a defining moment of the championship. His victory is part of a larger story, as Botswana is undergoing a sprinting renaissance. The movement is led by Lyles, Tobago, the Olympic 200 meters champion and one of global athletics' brightest young stars. Biapo Ndori has also become a world bronze medalist, enhancing the country's reputation. The Botswanan 4x400 meters relay team, Olympic silver medalist in 2024, continues to improve and is a top contender for gold. Kebinatshipi furthered that legacy by anchoring Botswana to a 4x400 meters relay victory in Tokyo. This generation of athletes is changing the story of African sprinting and making Botswana a global powerhouse. Kebinatshipi's 43.53 puts him among the fastest men in history. Being so young, he has time to chase records once considered unbreakable. The top marks are still Michael Johnson's 43.118 from 1999 and Wade van Niekerk's incredible 43. Besides individual goals, Kebinatshipi is part of a strong generation of Botswanan athletes, suggesting the 4x400 meters relay could become a signature event for the country. He's already proven his relay abilities, and Botswana is now poised to compete for gold at the highest level. Kebinatshipi is also a strong 200 meters runner with a personal best of 20.28 seconds. This versatility makes him even more of a threat and suggests a future where he could succeed in multiple events. The world has a new star, and his story is just starting.
He hates losing over 200 metres, and he's forgotten how to. 19 points.
It's been an incredibly hard season, and I know I say that every race is special, but It truly is. No race is like the other.
Noah Lyles just stunned the world. He didn't just win, he made history, matching Usain Bolt's 2,000-meter record, but his journey was difficult. He nearly got derailed by injuries, pressure, and setbacks. His incredible comeback makes this story so memorable. So let's go back. How did Lyles get here? What did it require? And what's next for him? Noah Lyles wasn't always a world-renowned athlete. He was a kid from Gainesville, Florida, and then Alexandria, Virginia, with huge ambitions. His parents, Keisha and Kevin Lyles, were college runners, so it's not shocking Noah found his way to track. But his path was never easy or guaranteed. Before he focused on running, Lyles was a gymnast. This background gave him an exceptional awareness of his body. His power, balance, and flexibility were remarkable. When he started sprinting seriously, these skills helped him burst onto the scene. He and his younger brother, Josephus, began to dominate youth events. In 2016, he made a huge decision. He turned professional right after high school instead of attending college. This choice brought immense pressure. He was no longer just competing for medals, but for his livelihood. Sponsorships, media, and high expectations were constant. Many young athletes can't handle that pressure. But Lyles remained focused and grounded. He believed he could be one of the best. In his early pro career, hamstring injuries hindered his progress. But even then, he was confident, vocal, and true to himself. He wasn't trying to be the next Bolt or Johnson, just the best Noah he could be. His breakout year was 2019. At the World Championships in Doha, Lyles won the 2,000-meter final and led the U.S. to gold in the 4x100-meter relay. That first world title was more than a win. It was a declaration. He was officially a top contender. At the 2022 championships in Eugene, he did more than defend his title. He ran 19.31, shattering Michael Johnson's long-held American record. This made him the third fastest man ever. The way he ran that race stunned the track world. His acceleration off the turn, his power in the straightaway, and his pre-finish celebration showed he was running for legacy, not just victory. In 2023, he won another title and was being called the heir to Bolt's throne. But he still had more to achieve. 2024 was a year of highs and lows. At the Paris Olympics, Lyles finally won the 100-meter Olympic gold he had long pursued. But in the 2,000 meters, where he was the favorite, a medical issue forced him to withdraw mid-race. He was taken off the track in a wheelchair. His Olympic dream cut short. The contrast between his victory and this pain was stark, but he faced it head-on, speaking openly about his frustration and how much the 2,000-meter title meant. This made his 2025 comeback even more meaningful, but 2025 was tough. Lyles arrived at the Tokyo World Championships facing pressure from all angles. Young sprinters like Lyles Tebogo and Arion Knighton were closing in. In the semifinals, Lyles ran a stunning 19.51, the fastest semifinal time in history, but he kept enough in reserve for the final. On September 19, 2025, the Tokyo National Stadium was buzzing. Lyles was in lane 6. The gun went off. Bednarik started fast. Tebogo was close, but Lyles was patient. He surged in the last 60 meters. He finished in 19.52 seconds. Bednarik ran 19.58 and Knighton finished third.